Hi, this is going to be a mini lesson on biotic versus abiotic factors in biology. We'll start off with biotic. Pretty simply put, biotic or biotic factors, as they're better known as, are living things that are in an ecosystem. So you might look at an example being the bison on a prairie. In this photo, you see the bison and the grass as being examples of living things in that ecosystem. But if you look closer, maybe there is a prairie dog and then maybe a snake. Or maybe along the edge of that prairie is some sunflowers. So those would be examples of biotic or biotic factors in an ecosystem. So how about abiotic then? If you see the word bio in there, that's living, A must be not. So these abiotic factors, as they're better known as, are the non-living things in an ecosystem. Okay, so we might say, what are some examples of abiotic factors in an ecosystem? Well, for instance, one could be precipitation or rain. Maybe the rain falls as snow. Okay, so that picture also shows maybe temperature, a range of temperature. That's different than maybe in San Francisco, where we see the temperature being a little bit different. We also see the big rain clouds, which goes, well, maybe there's going to be a big storm and a tsunami or a tornado, or in this case, a hurricane. So those are definitely non-living factors that affect what lives there. You also see the ocean, the fact that there's large bodies of water separating two pieces of land. That will affect what can live there as well. So abiotic factors. Another one would be soil. You can see the three types of soil in these pots. Each one of them have different properties, and you can see that manifested in the ocean shoreline here with different types of soil, what can live there, what can grow there, as well as maybe the soil that's typified in the desert. So those are examples of abiotic or non-living factors in an ecosystem. So how does one affect the other? What we typically look at is how the abiotic factor affects what lives there, what biotic factors can be there. So for instance, I put on the screen a amount or type of precipitation. We're talking about a lot of rain. Only certain things can survive a lot of rain. You know, the deciduous trees, the trees with big, huge, broad leaves, are best fit for the large quantities of rain. Unlike maybe an evergreen tree, like a pine tree, that needs very little precipitation. So they can survive. They survive best when there's a lot less precipitation. Same with types of precipitation. Certain things are more suited for having snow versus rain, or any of the rest of the types of precipitation. Same goes for soil type. Now let's say you add in type of precipitation along with soil type. Now we're getting specifically what can actually live under those conditions, or amount of sunlight. Seasons, throw in seasons as another abiotic factor, or the temperature range. You know, and as we look across the world, different parts of the world have different abiotic factors. As those factors change, what lives there changes, or what biotic factors are there. So when we look at the desert, for instance, it has a specific amount of precipitation, a specific soil type. It has or lacks seasons, or has specific seasons. And where it is on the equator is dictated, or dictates how much sunlight's there, what temperature range is there. So that is how abiotic factors determine or affect the biotic factors in ecosystems. And that's where we'll end with a pretty simple topic: abiotic versus biotic factors in ecosystems.